Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're diving down into the charts to take a look at what is going on with BTC. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down and take a brief look here at BTC. Okay guys, so we're going to start things off just with the hourly, then build up into the slightly longer term views, and obviously we want to really kind of acknowledge, yes, we've seen a bit of an impulsive move to the downside, and I want to kind of just show you what I'm seeing here inside the data, so you can kind of be reassured that we are coming close towards where the bottom is, and obviously our push to 44,000 and what was actually going on there. So I'm just going to quickly remove some of these fibs just out of the way so that we can get a bit of a clearer view. Now there's a lot going on here. The charts are quite messy, and this is because obviously we are heavily analyzing what is going on here with Bitcoin. Now, if we actually take a look at what was going on back in December, we saw a pullback. This was actually, relatively an impulsive move, right? And we can see that there are 5 waves inside that first wave there. Then it had an ABC move to the upside, and then obviously this pulled back down. And again, we can see here that there are several waves inside. This then actually triggered an ABC move to the upside. We measured this, and I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's going on there. So in the last Bitcoin video, I did expect us to pull back down a little bit with our B wave and then push up to about $43,000. We actually saw this reach up to $44,000. Okay, and we can see that we're testing this again right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a look at this, right? So we have our A wave here, okay, and we have our, a full wave count here. Now, when we looked at this, we were looking to come down towards $40,000, the 618 area. Instead, we retraced to the 382, and then we rebounced from there, okay? So again, quite a shallow B wave. Now, if we actually go ahead and throw this the other way around, so we actually measure from the top to the bottom even, just from the top of our A wave to the bottom of our A wave, and then transpose this by moving it over to the bottom of our B wave, what we can do is we can actually accurately see here we actually came right up on the 44,305. Okay, so we have the 1-to-1 ratio with the A wave and the C wave, and then we can see that we actually had an ABC pullback, a really small one that actually took us from the overbought area into an oversold area, right? And now we're tracking an ABC to the upside. Now, what's really important about this? So if we actually grab hold of my corrective moves, we have our A wave just here, okay, our B wave, and then our C wave. There's nothing unusual about that. It is exactly as you would expect it to be. And then we have this A wave up, this B wave down, and now we're tracking that C wave. So what we want to do is we want to measure, are we coming to the end of this move? Okay, so we're going to grab our fibs, we're going to move that over to our B wave, and we can do is we can see that actually we're pushing up a little past the 1-to-1 ratio, but it's falling short of the 1.382, so it's not impulsive up. Okay, we are looking at staying below this point. Now the stochastic RSI is fast approaching the overbought area, so we will be tracking this to see whether or not we actually go impulsive up. And what we mean by that is we convert our ABC move into a 1, 2, and potentially 3, 4, 5. Now, obviously, that fourth wave has to stay above wave 1 or above the A wave here to make that complete, right? So we're going to be watching that. It's nothing set in stone just yet. That isn't actually on the cards technically, but if we do go past that $44,330, then ultimately we are looking at an impulsive move, and we could potentially see 2 additional waves here. Okay, otherwise, for the most part, if we actually find this topping out here and getting rejected from that 1.382, i.e. $44,330, then actually what you'll find is that is a double top, right? We're seeing the previous top was at the same point, and we look for a reversal there. And again, this is in line with what we are talking about for a 5th wave. So let me zoom on out here. When we actually were triggering this larger 1, 2, 3, 4th wave, which is where we are now pushing up, and then a 5th wave going down lower. Now that 5th wave lower is a 1.618 extension of the 4th wave. Okay, so if we actually take our low point here and our high point of $44,000, we can see that $37,000 is a 1.618, which is usually where we'd expect to see this kind of 5th wave to land. Okay, so we're waiting for that to see how that plays out. So right now, we want to be aware that there is downside here potentially on the horizon. Okay, now what does this actually mean? Well, there's a bigger thing or a bigger motion at play here. Now, obviously, as I zoom on out, what do we have? Well, let me actually just move this up into our daily chart so we can see this a little bit clearer. Even though there's a lot of noise here, we can of course see a bigger ABC move. Now, this ABC move is triggered from the highs of November 2021. The A wave down, the B wave up took us to 52k. I was actually expecting that B wave to go higher around the $58,000 range, but that was not to be seen. And then a pull back down into that low range, that's that $37,000 range. Now that C wave low is in line with our fifth wave down. Those two things are in consensus together, okay? And meaning that our hourly view is actually building up into what is going on with our daily view. Really important that we understand that, okay? And obviously, as we look to see that downside here, this is an ABC, which means it's corrective, and that's actually a part of a much bigger play to the upside. And this is really where we zoom on out again. We take a look at the weekly chart. Now, the weekly chart is in the middle of a B wave down. This B wave down is again coming in line with our expectations of $37,000. So now we have consensus between our hourly chart indicating 37k, our daily chart indicating 37k, and our weekly chart indicating 37k. This basically means that actually on the longer time frames we are looking to push up towards the 77k with a 1-to-1 ratio with our A wave and our C wave, but also is in line with completing our downward trend or our ABC correction wave on our daily, which means this is a good bottom area to be aiming for. Obviously, as we talk about pushing up, it's also very possible that actually where we are right now is, the start of a good move to the upside. But there's a high probability that this is actually just a kind of a stopping point before we start to see reversal and more downside. Okay, and that downside is the true bottom. We are almost there, guys. We're almost at the bottom. We're almost seeing completion. And on this weekly chart for Bitcoin, what can we see? We can see a stochastic RSI that is heavily oversold, the same place that it was before we actually set the all-time high at $69,000. And of course, the time that it was before, we set the 65k all-time high back here in April. So it's important that we understand that the stochastic RSI on this weekly chart is where it's needed to be in order to see good growth. It's also where it's needed to be prior to the all-time highs multiple times over. Okay, so it's very important that we understand that where we are on our weekly chart is a good buying opportunity, not a good selling opportunity. With that being said, there is good risk management to be had. Where we are right now is, of course, at a point of volatility. We are looking for downside on the smaller time frames, but the weekly view, the longer term view, the view that takes several months to play out, is actually looking pretty good. And it's actually looking in a pretty good position that we're almost at the bottom. We're almost ready to start to see this thing actually climb up to a new all-time high. But we do need to get through the next little bit of volatility. This is where opportunity comes. As I come back down into our weekly, our daily chart, I should say, this is where we start to think that actually we could start to see some good moves to the upside. These moves will eventually, moves to the downside that could see us with opportunities to buy into projects and some altcoins at discounted rates, knowing that we are likely to see a reversal as we come to the bottom of Bitcoin's chart. And again, that 37k area is an area that is resonating incredibly well across the different timelines, whether that's the B wave here on our weekly chart, the C wave on our daily chart, or the fifth wave on our hourly chart. They all come together in one very neat line here at $37,000. So ultimately, that's where I'm seeing this. We are looking at this fourth wave high here, and where we are looking at reversal. We are looking to pull back down, and all eyes are on Bitcoin. Does it go impulsive at this point? Does it continue this trend up? And actually, the lowest point that we were looking at was here, just at the bottom of our third wave, and we can invalidate this by going higher than this point over here. So if we actually end up going higher than our low point, and our low point really kind of coming in at about 45,700. If we go up higher than that, we invalidate this. There is no fifth wave, okay, and therefore very unlikely that we are going to see the C wave as low as $37,000, and very unlikely that we're going to see a low of the B wave dropping down to $37,000. But this is how I see it at the moment. The most probable area is going to be that 37k. It is in line with all the charts, all the different timelines, and right now this could be a point of actually be seeing a reversal as we enter the 1-to-1 ratio with our A to C wave, and as we look at Bitcoin here reaching that $44,000 before a potential crash down to 37. So guys, I wanted to do a nice brief update with what I'm seeing here with Bitcoin in the charts. We are expecting some volatility on the smaller time frames, but these are of course building up into that bigger picture where we do see an all-time high of approximately 77k. And again, this is in line not only on the weekly, the daily, but also that hourly view as well. Guys, if you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.